Assalamu alaikum. This is Ikra, and today I will share my thoughts about existentialism. So, this is the content which I will cover in my whole presentation, and next slide is existentialism. That what is existentialism? Existentialism is a modern philosophy emerging existence philosophy from the 19th century. Unlike traditional philosophy, it is not focuses on the objective. It is concerned with the subjective, means personal aspects of existence. It is not a systematic philosophy or scientific method. Basically, it deals with the a study of ways of existing where we inquire into our existence. Means it explored the problem of human existence. It being is that issue, and so we inquire, we explore into the things that have a deep personal meaning for us. We have to pursue to understand our lives in connection with others. We have to begin to recognize common themes which are emerging, like such as freedom, responsibility, death, suffering, guilt, and the place of authentic values in human life. Existentialism perceived that first man exists, man is free to choose, man cannot accept the ready-made concepts, man is not alone in the entire world, truth is experienced and subjective, believes on death and nothingness. So these are the assumptions of existentialism, and most of the existentialist philosophers uh, define that first of all man exists. As a man has no purpose, he can only have history. There is no God to give man purpose. It is up to an individual to choose the life they think best. If at all man acquires his purpose, and man is at purpose, and man is free to choose, means that essentialist ideas that he is chooses his choices are undetermined by external conditions. However, freedom of man plays an important role in the thought of most existentialist philosophy. Then man cannot accept the ready-made concepts, like the concept of existence forced upon him. He is free agent capable of shaping his own life and choosing his own destiny. And man is connected to man is not alone. It means because man is connected to other man, he communicates to others. He cannot live in a state of anarchy. Man is free choosing commitments in life. In his choice he becomes himself. He is a product of his choice. And then truth is um, experience, means introvert and subjective. Existentialist advocated that the truth should be really experienced in one's life. The existence of individuality will be powerful only when he truth gives self-satisfaction and death and nothingness. Essentials believe that existence of a person means his period from birth to death. There was nothing before birth and would be nothing beyond the death. In between, we have thrown in a social life. We experience the dread, horror, anguish, solitude, and finally limited by the death. And next is theoretical rational. Metaphysical position is that reality is subjective. Existence creates the purpose. It is ontology because it answers the question that what is. It covers everything that is as well as the nature of existence itself. It says that whether the world is real or merely an illusion. And then epistemological position is that individuals choose what they want to know. It is rationalism. What's rational for them to believe on evidences, it can vary for single individual. And axiological position that individuals choose the values freely. um, indivi- uh, individuals have capability that they can value their identity. And the next is aims of education, means what are the contribution of existentialism in education. So first one is aims of education: create consciousness for self. Thus, the human being, through their own consciousness, creates their own values, determines a meaning to their life. and then contribute in the realization of self. So according to essentialists, that the way of good life does not go through social traditions, customs, and social reform. And the next is assist the students to assume responsible selfhood. Existentialism emphasizes the importance of understanding that how we face the situations and how we respond to them. We bear the responsibility of our choices and actions, which can never be transferred. And then aware the students from their infinite possibilities of freedom. He should realize that he has to choose his own way. For choosing, he has full freedom and is fully responsible for making his own destiny. And then is curriculum. Use existing subjects that reject subject matter that are unfamiliar with human needs, aspiration, and conditions. Means the existentialists reject any subject matter that is unrelated to human aspiration. They offer suggestions on how to use the existing subjects properly. Like if we study the scientific subjects and mathematics, so it should be included in the curriculum, but they should not be given more stress as they deal with objective knowledge. Self knowledge precedes universal knowledge. Then second is it promotes self-worth as opposed to prescribed curriculum. It means that individual learners as opposed to a prescribed curriculum that disregards individuality. Independent learning is empowered by the use of technology. Means students have capability that they can use PowerPoint presentations. They can do online researches. They can conduct. He conducts to write a paper, create a website. So it further promotes freedom and flexibility for independent self-directed learning. Then we have teaching methods. Dialogue method. So for the teacher presents different opinions on the class and to the class in order to provide the grounds for actual discussion about the content of the lesson. The existentialist philosophy does not insist the teacher's success, but he must be honest. Learner centered indirect method. This is the teaching model of Carl Roger's theory. This the environment created in this method is open, and the learners can talk about their issues freely and honestly with the teacher. Then Socratic conversation method. It is suitable method for existentialist teacher. The existentialist teacher does not know the answer to the posed questions in contrast with the idealist teacher. The best type of question can only be answered to the student, making it meaningful. Then democratic method. The existentialist teacher must use indirect and democratic technique in his teaching. The teacher never imposes personal objectives. The teacher schedules his plans based on the personal objectives and needs the students and through their help. Basically, it creates MIU relationship between the teacher and student, and it rejects the group method because in group dynamic, the superiority of the group decision over individual decision is prominent. And the teacher, how teacher should be. Teacher should be stimulates, encourages, and guides. The teacher is the person who provides proper educational resources and environment, and it guides his or her students without prescribing or imposing anything. And teacher is facilitator and partner because who moves forward with the student every step of the way, but does not tell the student what to or what not to do. Here, teacher's viewpoint is an individualistic because teacher's role, the teacher must look at each and every one of the learners. Um, it seeks to distinguish them from others. The teacher must be able to create a very close human and emotional relationship with the students. And the next is teacher role is forming the atmosphere governing class. The teacher presents the students with the proper model for exploiting communication skills through active listening. The teacher welcomes the new ideas, helps the learner be independent and responsible, allowing free speech, letting the learner pose open and questions and obtain positive and good feelings. Then we have discipline. Individual is responsible for the results of their choices because individuals are free to choose whatever they want. So they are responsible for their own choices. Learner must be punished if they are found rebellious in the class, if they do disobey and any do wrong activities. So learner should be punished. Assist and guide each of the student when they perform any activity. Then we have school. The school should provide an atmosphere where the individuals develop in a healthy way. So the school should be that nurtures self-discipline and cultivates self-evaluation. Then second is self-government. Learners' participation in planning and encouragement of a free atmosphere characterize a school. So it democratic ideas should pervade the school. It should be the democracy of unique individuals who value differences and respect one another. Then mechanization and impersonality should be counteracted in a school. Here, students' timetables and work programs are computerized, so this relationship become an impersonal one. And then we have merits of existentialism encourages individuality. It acknowledges no two children are alike, teach them as individuals. So that's why it encourages the individuality, encourages responsibility because they have own choices, they choose freely. That's why it encourages the responsibility, assess the individual to answer who am I. Basically it identifies the individual that they can know that who they are, what is the identity of them for themselves, and develop mutual respect between teacher and learner. It is that it develops the mutual relationship between the teacher and learner. And then we have demerits of existentialism. It is hard to implement in the 21st century skills in classroom, and it is hard to choose your own existence. Means when we are so dependent on outside stimuli like money or survival, that's why it is very hard to choose. And that's it. This is my whole presentation. Thank you.